Hi, this is Polly, and I'm here today to wish everyone, every mother out there, a happy Mother's Day. Today's Saturday, and I hope you all enjoy your day tomorrow with your family. My mother is no longer with us, and I've noticed a lot of shares on YouTube of Mother's Day cards that everyone's creating, and I won't be doing that this year. Um, can't really tell you how long my mother's been gone because I don't like to think about it. She's been gone, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years. Um, I miss her terrible. The feeling is like I lost a part of my heart, a huge part of my heart. Um, but I have the memories, and so I wanted to share with you today a couple projects that I had made my mother. They're old. Um, I don't have any Mother's Day projects I made her because they're still displayed in my mother's home. We didn't want to change things up too much. Dad has dementia, and we like to keep things the same so he doesn't get nervous or upset. But I do have this project, and I actually made it for my mother for Christmas in her stocking. And it is a ribbon doll. And I think that I got the inspiration for this ribbon doll, I'm pretty sure, from Jeanette from Scrappin' Happy XO. She is one of my crafty idols. Um, I chose this particular vintage woman because of the dark hair. I thought she looked like my mother. So I cut her out of the postcard. I think I got 4 different women. Some had hats on. And they were on postcards that I bought at a um, antique mall. And on the back, I reinforced it to make it a little bit thicker with some music paper. And I wrote, "Made for you with love, Polly, December 2014." So it is quite old. I don't know why I put that on there. Who knows? But I had to cut, the picture kind of ended here of the woman on the postcard. But I had to cut this down in order to glue the ribbon on. So here's this. And where my mother had this displayed in her house was on her armoire in her bedroom, on the the knob to the door on the armoire. And it looked so pretty hanging there. And it just hangs so nicely. It's quite long. And I used a lot of different trims. I used pearls. I used this. And I cut one of these off and put in the middle of the flower here. I thought it needed this across here, which is pearl and diamante. I guess that's how you say it, diamantes. Across here because it's where the ribbon was glued and things. Like this particular lace right here was a wider lace. I just cut it in half. And this tatting, this old tatting, I don't even know where I got that. I think probably at the same place I got the image of the vintage woman. But I have all different laces and eyelash trim, and so that's one of the projects. I don't know why this one hangs out all by itself there, but when it hangs it doesn't do that. So this was one of the projects that I had made my mother, and I have it in my bedroom hanging on the knob of one of my dressers, hanging down. And it's just a I like having it there. So there's that project. Very old project. And then the next project I made is so not like me because it's whimsical. But I had this Stampin' Up! Punch of the owls, or the owl, and I thought it was adorable, so I got it. I liked that the breastplate that goes on the owl, see how scratched up it is? On the owl, you could use different paper designs, and you could change that up. So I had to use it. So I made my mother a birthday card. Here it is. And you know when you make a project and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. Well, that was with this. And you'll see what that is once I open the card. But this card was a difficult card. It had a lot of cuts in it, a lot of folds in it, and it took me quite some time. At that point, I wasn't into cards too much, so it was a big feat for me to get, this card done with all the difficulties there was and all there was into making it. So this is a stamp I had, which was wood grain, and the stamp wasn't as big as the card was, so I had to line it up, and I didn't do the greatest there. And I embossed it. Then I made this little sign here that says "Come in." So you open the card. Let me open it right here. There we go. So you open the card. And there it is. And see the heart, that is actually a heart, and I should have made it smaller so that when it closed you didn't see it. And I just put a little heart with white chalk marker that said, basically love heart and Polly. Then I wrote happy birthday mom, put together one of the owls there, and I did some stitching around with that white chalk pen around this one here. That says up here, I think it says your special day, or today is the day. The big day, it says. The hats were a cling stamp, the party hats. So I just stamped them out, colored them up, stuck them on a few of the owls. And the cut here, once the card is pulled apart or pulled open, actually is the birthday cake sitting on the stand, and it's got a candle. And I stamped the bottom part out, stamped the upper part of the cake out, cut it out, put some, I don't know, stickles probably on it. But see where the breastplate's on the owls, you could use different paper designs. And the owls here, I have one standing on the other's head, I don't know why, little party hat. And then the balloons, and then I used little cording here for the balloon strings. This is not dated, but I would, my guess is probably it's 5 to 6 years old, probably closer to 6. And of course, when I gave it to my mother, she loved everything I ever made her, but that's because she was my mother. And she's like, this card, it's so pretty. You could work for Hallmark. And I'm thinking, you're just saying that because I'm your daughter. And no one, and I mean no one, loves you more in this entire world than your mother. And, but I remember this birthday. I remember the gift I bought her. My mother liked Jim Shore figurines. And every time he was on QVC selling his figurines, she watched it all day long and would buy all the pieces. She didn't keep them out yearly. She primarily bought just the holiday pieces, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. And Jim Shore happened to be coming to a Hallmark store about 30 minutes from where I live. And if you went there ahead of time, a month early, and bought one of his figurines, you could go back a month later and he would sign the bottom of it. So I bought her a piece, and it was a Thanksgiving piece, and it was a snow globe. I think it had, and it lit up, and I think it had some pilgrims inside it. And I bought another piece for my little sister, a snowman, because she liked snowmen, and gave them to the store. They kept them. You came back a month later, and depending on what time you got there, you would get a number. I got number 5, so I was 5th in line. And he signed the bottom of that figurine that I bought my mother for her birthday. And my husband took a picture of him signing that with me standing next to him. And he was the nicest man. And he spent quite a few minutes talking to me. He was lovely, lovely man. And I gave Mom that for her birthday, and I also gave her the picture of me with Jim Shore in a frame, and she loved it. And that's what Mother's Day's about, is making memories. I won't be doing much tomorrow for Mother's Day. I have, unfortunately, injured my rib, and it hurts when I breathe, it hurts when I walk, talk, sit, stand. I'm having a difficult time, so I'll just be hanging out here, but that's okay. My son has tomorrow off, so and I'm sure I'll be thinking about my mother, although I don't want to because it hurts. I'm sure I'll be thinking of my mother tomorrow, and remembering days like this, her birthday, and, just being with her. And so that's all today, was just to share with you these few very, very old projects that I made for my mother. And someday I'll have the other ones that I made her, and maybe I'll share those with you too. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.